What if I told you that a company fired an employee in a finance department for reporting fraud, forgeries, and more? What if I told you that that dealership was Greensboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram? Before we get started with today's video, guys, I got to talk about the sponsors of the channel here, and that is Morgan & Morgan. They handled over 20 million phone calls last year alone. Just think about that, 20 million phone calls. You know, that's why they use the pun, and you see it in all the ads. If you're looking for a personal injury attorney, size matters. Pause, but it does. And Morgan & Morgan is the largest personal injury law firm on planet Earth, meaning they can go toe-to-toe with those big insurance companies. You can get started today, and you can basically sign up in 8 clicks or less from here. You can do it 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 from your hotel room, your office, pretty much anywhere. So like I said, whether you're butt naked in the shower, sitting on the toilet, in an elevator, chilling in your office, probably not safe to do it driving your car, but you can pretty much get started anywhere in 8 clicks or less by going to forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. Again, it's forthepeople.com/TK's Garage, and I appreciate them for allowing us to do what we do. Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and in today's video, guys, I kind of wanted to wait to get back into my little studio area to get this video, but I felt like it needed to be out today. We're out here in beautiful nature, rolling in the Beamer, and I had an employee contact me, hit me up, and already has retained counsel, already is suing the auto group and the dealer in Greensboro, so that's newsworthy in itself. But the employee basically confirmed the facts that we've been reporting from the beginning, that they forged documents, they did illegal activities, and massive fraud. I'm not going to get into all the specifics, but I figured it would be good for you guys to hear this. So I got the email, and I reached out to the dealership to ask if this person was still there by the name, and they advised me that the person was no longer there. So I've already confirmed that the person did work there. But let's go into the email. TK, I am the other finance guy who caught him. You mentioned in your video. You stated in your video that I quit and was not fired. Well, sir, that is false. So we need to correct that record. Brian DeFord, the GM, fired me for reporting the fraud, and I followed exactly, in quotations, what the employee handbook said to do. I also emailed David Hudson when it happened, and I have a week of text to DeFord proving he has no plausible deniability. His boss knew and corporate knew what was going on. I have an attorney, and then we're going to get into some other stuff that's personal information. I'm not going to give that out. But anyways, this person that reached out to me, I'm going to try to get her in contact with a bigger law firm that could possibly help with that. One of the things that I find extremely interesting about this story and situation is the fact that this is the first account from an employee in the finance department that is now saying they reported the fraud and she was fired for reporting the fraud. Wow. Now, the other thing I find interesting here is the fact that supposedly the general manager, DeFord, got fired. Now, I wonder if Brian DeFord got fired after myself, Butter the Insider, OC Motivator, and other people made videos about the absolute illegal bullshit that was going on at that dealership. Very interesting. Another point of interest to me is the fact that, sorry guys, I had a phone call come in. It's the fact that corporate evidently knows about the situation or knew about the situation, and because this employee had the balls to report it, which may have eaten into profits, then they fired him. I don't know. That sounds a little like retaliatory to me. I don't know if this employee would have whistleblower protections or not in the state of North Carolina. But I can tell you that I have forwarded this information and this employee's information, their phone number, all that relevant stuff, and attached them over to the state attorney's office, the Office of Consumer Protection. And I also reached out to the same person I was dealing with at the FTC over the Napleton issue, just to see if maybe they're interested. Because what I'm wondering is, if Holland Auto Group knew about this, then there's no shock. Because, Butter the Insider had called them, had conversations with them, and they act like they didn't know anything like this was going on, and they were shocked. And then magically, the GM, Brian DeFord, gets fired. But what I find interesting to me in this situation is the fact that this employee is calling out corporate and saying that they knew, and the minute that this employee in finance ran it up the flagpole to corporate, they were fired. Seems very suspicious to me. And here's another thing. Now, like, we have employees coming forward, people suing, law firms getting involved. The fact that the local media in Greensboro hasn't covered this story should tell you everything that you need to know about the local media in Greensboro. It means 100% without fact that local media is in the pocket of this dealership in this auto group, and they don't want to piss off a potential advertiser when their job is to report the facts and protect the public. Shocker. Don't worry. Now that we've published this information, now magically somebody from there is like, we tried to run this story once, but our editor shut it down. Interesting. I'd love to know. I reached back out to ask who the editor's name is, because I'd love to do a dedicated video on that, on how, we understand that the national media is a mess and, it's all paid for sides, right? But our local media is supposed to really look out for the community. And it's just a sad state to see that they're not in Greensboro anyway. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this employee coming forward and saying, I didn't quit, I got fired for reporting fraud? I'd love to know what you guys think. And stay tuned. We have another update coming for you guys probably later today on the Napleton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram situation. I knew this was going to happen. So anyways, till next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Tap that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.